Hey there, YouTube. Sneaking Dragon Blade. Finally, after waiting again, here we go. Satellarknight. Satellarknights are back, up and running. Finally got the Denebs. Finally got everything in the mail. Time to show off the deck. I'll explain what they do as I go along. Deneb is your Stratos. When it is summoned, you can search any Tellarknight besides herself, which is pretty fine. She's 15, so it's very stable for a searcher. It's level 4, of course. 3, Stellarknight Altair. When it's summoned, you can bring out another Tellarknight monster but itself from the graveyard, and if you only Tellarknight monsters you control can attack that turn. So obviously, what you mainly do is use Deneb, Vega, and Altair to make your monsters. Speaking of which, 2 Vega, mandatory at 1, always good to have 2. When it's summoned, you bring out another Tellarknight monster from your hand, so it's very free, and probably one of the best cards in the deck, in my opinion. Always run it at 2. I see a lot of profiles run it at 1. I think that they're kind of dumb, but personal preference, like I said, double Unicala. It's used to get rid of Danko, because obviously Danko is 17, and this guy can run it over. You can search it by Rhoda. When it is summoned, it foolish burials another Stellar monster except for itself, so obviously you get to set up your graveyard. And the last Tellarknight we run is one Sirius, because it is a Jar of Avarice, it's very free. Getting that drop power can mean a lot, so having him at 1 is definitely not bad. It also helps recycle. 1 Thunder King and 2 Honests for your non-Tellarknight monsters. Honest is just good because obviously you have a lot of lights in this deck, so you can always make it live. Thunder King is a good anti-meta card, and it should be in this deck just for that purpose. Alright, so that's the monsters. 14. It's very small, very basic. Book of Moon, staple, doesn't need explaining. Dark Hole. 1, 2, and 3 Rotos. All staple. This entire deck is filled with warriors. 2 Tellarknight Skybridge. This basically turns any Tellarknight you have on the field into another one at your leisure. You can use it with a Deneb, you can use it against Unicala, you can use Unicala to dump something, then you change it immediately into a Deneb. That's how free that card is. And then 2 MSTs, because back row sucks. So that's the spell count. And then the very, very big, hefty trap count is coming right up. Because there is a lot of trap cards. 3 Telenova Alphas, your counter trap. Whenever a monster spell, trap, or effect monster's effect is activated, you can send a Teleknight monster from your field to the graveyard, negate that effect, and draw 1 card. Very free. Sorry, there was something on my laptop screen. Very free, and a good card to have. 1 warning because it's warning. 1 vanities because if you use it correctly, it does not affect you. You usually use this when Deltaros is on the field, so you have no worries. 2 D prisons for battle tactics. Battle traps, I should say. 2 mirror force, battle traps again. Getting hit by monsters sucks. 1 bottomless and torrential for more mass monster removal cards besides mirror force. 2 fiendish chains because in this deck it means absolutely nothing. You can traverse it back whenever you want, and you can always use it again. 2 Oasis of the Dragon Souls, the extra call of the Haunted. You should only use Oasis of the Dragon Souls if you know that you have to make a Tellarknight monster that turn. It's usually best to use it for Traverse play, so that way you can reset it and set up your plays later. Because if you know you're making a Tellarknight monster, the Worm effect does not take into consideration, and you could always make a generic rank 4, I guess. But a lot of the rank 4s that I have need Warriors or Tellarknights. 3 Call of the Haunted, it's mandatory to run at 3 in this deck because Traverca keep bouncing it back. Alright, so that's the deck. It is 40. Most of the cards are pretty staple-ish, so I didn't really need to go over too much. 2 Satellarknight Deltros. When it has an XYZ material, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to your normal or special summon monsters. You can detach 1 XYZ material from the card and destroy a card in the field. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can special summon 1 Tellarknight monster from your hand or deck. So that's what makes him good. 3 Tellarknight Trevere, probably one of the best Satellarknights that you can run. You should run it at 3 or 2 mandatory. It is basically a full-on giant Trune, bounces everything. Then you can detach an XYZ material from the card to poke a card in your opponent's hand and send it to the graveyard. The card is chosen at random, but who cares? It just allows you to have a free swing, basically. 1 Pultamios, because it is a Tellarknight. It has 2600, so it's pretty hard to run over. And its other effect is pretty relevant, too. You can always detach 3 during the chain and rank it up. Or you can attach a Tellarknight X-Aid during the end phase. One Satellarknight can Stellar Diamond. It's very good against BA and Shaddolls, has a lot of attack, and having the detach effect is just so good. It's one of the best cards they have in here. You can rank it up during the main phase too. 1 Dark XYZ Rebellion Dragon, pretty staple. Stellar Omega, very good card, and this entire deck is light. Blade Arbor Ninja, a lot of warriors in here, so you could use it for OTKs. Same with Excalibur and also an out to Quilly Towers. 1 Starleash Paladynamo, very good. Can negate effects and give you draw power. Castel does not need explaining. Number 86. You can make it with 5 materials, makes it very deadly, and its effect is just so good, being able to nuke the field once per turn. Number 80, Rhapsody and Berserk, because it's a very staple rank 4. Card of the night is Satellarknight Deltros. This is 13 Dragon Blades. Signing off.